Hello again, it's Miss D. Today we will be looking at how we can solve problems involving the conversion of pounds and ounces. So let's go ahead and get started by looking at slide A. So if you could take a moment and think about what you notice and what you wonder, and what does this make you think about ounces and pounds? When you're ready, you can go ahead and unpause. So what did you notice? Did you notice that there is a balance scale? Did you notice that there are weights on the scale? Did you also notice that 1 pound is heavier than 1 ounce? What did you wonder? Did you wonder how many ounces are equal to 1 pound? Did you wonder about how heavy a pound is or how heavy an ounce is? And what does this make you think about ounces and pounds? Did it make you think that a pound is heavier than an ounce? Great job. All right, let's go ahead and look at slide B. So now that we're kind of introduced to a pound and ounce, we know pound is heavier than an ounce. Let's go ahead to slide B. So I want you to do the same thing. What do you notice? What do you wonder? And you're going to answer the question, what does this make you think about ounces and pounds? So if you go ahead and complete those prompts there, and when you're ready, you can go ahead and unpause. So what did you notice? Did you notice that the pound and ounces are balanced equally on this scale? Did you notice that there are more weights for ounces than the pound? Maybe see like 16 little weights there. Did you notice that 16 ounces is equal to 1 pound? Remember on the previous slide, it said that we had 1 pound and 1 ounce. Here we have 16 ounces. What did you wonder? Did you wonder how many ounces you would need for 2 pounds? Did you wonder maybe how many ounces are equal to how much you weigh in pounds? So if you weigh 100 pounds, how many ounces is that? And let's finish up that last question. What does this make you think about ounces and pounds? Did this make you think that you can say something weighs 1 pound or 16 ounces? Right? Based on this scale that we see that 1 pound and 16 ounces are equal. All right, let's take what we have found out from, we've discovered from this slide, and go ahead to slide C. So here we have that same image we just saw, and it says the scale below shows that 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. Use this knowledge to help you complete the table at the left. And it wants us to show our thinking here, and then it wants us to come up with a rule for converting pounds to ounces. So let's take a look at this. We're going to kind of do some of this together, and then you'll complete it on the rest of it on your own. So if we have that 1 pound, we've already discovered that that is equivalent to 16 ounces. Now if we had 2 pounds, so if I had two of these scales here, right now I have 1 pound, 2 pounds. How many ounces do I have? 16 and 16. How much does that give me? Right, 32. All right. Now how about if I had three of these scales here? I have 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds. How many ounces is equivalent to 3 pounds? 16 ounces, 16 ounces, 16 ounces. Right, that would be 48 ounces. All right, are you starting to notice anything? Are you starting to think about this question over here? What is the rule for converting pounds to ounces? Right, we have our in and out table here, right? 1 pound, 16 ounces. 2 pounds, 32 ounces. 3 pounds, 48 ounces. All right, I'd like you to go ahead and complete the rest of this table, and when you are done, you could go ahead and unpause. All right, so I went ahead and completed the rest of this. So let me just actually delete this. Let's take a look at the rest of this chart. So we have 1 pound is 16 ounces, 2 pounds 32 ounces, 3 pounds 48. How do we get there? Well, if you're going down the ounces, you could have realized that one of the rules was that you could plus 16, right? When we're going down this column. If we add 16, we get to the next equivalent to the next pound. So for 11, all we had to do, 11 pounds add 16 ounces, we get 176. Right, but that's if we're doing a series of number one after the other. For example, if I wanted you to find what 25 pounds is, well, that would make you have to keep going until 25 pounds. So you have to do 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, all the way up to 25. That's going to be a lot of extra work. How about if we're moving from pounds to ounces? What would the rule be? How do I go from 1 to 16? How do I go from 2 to 32? From 3 to 48? We could see maybe something a little bit easier here. How do I go from 10 to 160? What would the rule be to go from pounds to ounces? Yeah, the rule would be to times the pounds by the 16 ounces. And that will give us the equivalent weight. Now, there's also some other things I'm noticing. I'm not sure if you picked it up, but I noticed some cool things happening here. For example, if we take a look at 2 pounds, right? If I double 2 pounds, that will take me to 4 pounds, right? And then if you notice on this side, we have the same thing happening to ounces. It got doubled. 32 doubled gave me 64. Let me just change color here. And then if I look at 3 pounds, if I go ahead and double 3 pounds, it'll be 6 pounds. And if I double 48, it gives me double that, which is 96. And I notice that with 5 as well, right? If I double 5, which is 80, double that gives me 160. So you could also notice some rules that we can use doubling to figure out. So for example, if it wanted me to find out how many 20 pounds is in ounces, I could use what I know about 10 pounds to find out what 10 pounds would be in ounces, right? So if 10 pounds is 160 ounces, I could just double that, and now we get 320 ounces. All right, so what is our rule? So our rule is that we multiply the number of pounds by 16 to convert pounds to ounces. All right, let's go ahead and take what we looked at this slide C, and now try to answer this question here. It says, Evan put a 12-pound weight on one side of the scale. How many 1 ounce weights will he need to put on the other side of the scale to make them equal? So think back to the previous slides to kind of help you answer this question. When you're ready, you can go ahead and unpause. So let's think back to some things that we saw in the previous slide. So we saw that 1 pound was equal to 16 ounces. We also came up with a rule that said to convert from pounds to ounces, the rule is to multiply the pounds by 16, since 1 pound is equal to that 16 ounces. And we could even use that chart that we just came up with, or that we just completed a moment ago, to help us answer this question. So we could have tackled this a couple of different ways. If you felt more comfortable adding, again, it says you can solve this problem any way you choose. So if you felt more comfortable by using addition, you might have completed or continued with this table. So if we knew a 10 pounds was 160, we know that 11 pounds would be 16 more, which would give us 176. Then for 12 pounds, we'd go ahead and add another 16 pounds here, and we would get 192, right? The second way, if you felt comfortable using multiplication, you could have used the rule that we have right up here, which is we multiply the pounds by the number of ounces in 1 pound, and that will give us our answer. Now, you could have used a bunch of different ways to multiply these two factors here, right? We could have used the standard algorithm. You could have used an area model. You could have used a distributive property. So I'm going to go ahead and use the standard algorithm here. So 12 times 16, 6 times 2, remember we multiply the ones first, is 12. 6 times 1 is really a 10. 6 times the 1 gives us 6, plus 1 more is 7. So it's 72, right? Because 60 times 10 is 60, plus 1 more 10 is 70. That's why the 7 is in the tens place. Then we're going to go ahead and multiply the tens digit number here. So 10 times 2 gives us that 20. And then that 10 times 10 gives us 100. That's why we put the 1 in the hundreds place. We'll add our numbers up here, and we'll get that 192. So we get 192 ounces. Now, one final way that you could have solved this was by using doubling. If we knew that 6 pounds is 96 ounces, we could have just gone ahead and doubled 96 and gotten 192 ounces as well. So these are 3 different ways. Again, this first strategy, because we had the chart up to 10 pounds, it wasn't so difficult to just go ahead and continue. You could have also used what you knew from the chart to help you out with this. If you knew what 10 pounds was, right? We knew what 10 pounds was, we knew what 2 pounds was, we could have just added those two amounts as well. All right. So that is the end of our video segment for today. You can go ahead and continue the rest of the slides. I hope this video helped you understand how to solve problems involving pounds and ounces and converting from pounds to ounces. Well, you did a great job today, and I'll see you next time.